Hey everyone, and thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel. I'm Robin Nicole, the Inspiration Specialist, and I'm wired to inspire you to live your authentic purpose. Guys, today I'm talking from my book, Pep Talk Prayers. You can get a copy at peptalkprayers.com. And I want you to follow along with me, guys. It's a short book. It's a quick book, guys. Pep Talk Prayers is all about asking questions, doing quick prayers. I literally write the things that people are thinking, but they're not saying. But it's very quick, and it's all about making sure that we work towards living in God's perfect will for our lives versus the permissive will. A lot of times, guys, our permissive will is, it's cool. God's like, okay, no problem. But his perfect will is like, wow. It's like seeing in color. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote a book about that. Just, scripture based and just seeking God's face on how we can live in his perfect will. At least try to as best we could, right? So with that being said, I want to talk about moments, right? In the book, I talk about how important it is that we don't miss our moments, okay? That we don't miss our moments. It is so, so important, okay? It is so important that we allow ourselves the opportunity to enjoy the time that God has given us in this life. There's a saying, I think people say something like, you only live once, right? No, you die once. You get a chance to live every single day. Sometimes I think we hear little cliches and little sayings and we repeat those things and we give those things life. No, you get to live every single day. Look, you died one time. You were born into this world the way God saw fit, the date and time, and he crafted you the way he wanted you to be. And when you die, you're out of here. But in between time, no. You get to live every single day. You get to live thousands of days, hundreds of thousands of days if you are lucky. Okay? So with that being said, do not miss your moments. Now, when we go a little deeper on that, right? Here's the thing. When I was thinking about missing moments, I started to think about how incredible God was, and how he was God all by himself. And that just gave me a different perspective. It made me want to seek God about, Lord, let me enjoy each and every second that you've blessed me with, like every day of my life, really simply, not being inundated with this and that and this and that, just really saying, no, you have created me. I don't even know things about me. There are things people can ask about me that I can't even answer because of your greatness, because of your intricacies and details concerning me. So I need to bask in that. I'm not trying to look all around for other things to try to, I don't know if devalidate or unvalidate is a word, but I don't need to keep wasting my days trying to find things to debunk that. To say that you are not who you are. It is already proven who you are just because you made me, And I think sometimes people take that for granted. It's always, being swayed to try to find something else and look to this and look to that. No, I'm looking to who created me because they obviously know way more about me than I know about myself. And obviously the way this thing was set up, you have all of these years and years and years of life. Something ain't right thinking that you only can do it one time. When it is an obvious occurrence that we are called to live life every day and live it to the fullest, right? So with that, y'all, I was thinking about how, one of the greatest gifts that God has given us in addition to living life is the ability to enjoy it. Right. So I want to ask you guys a couple questions. Now, on some of my pep talk prayers, it'll just be straight up giving some insight and I will give some scripture. But on other ones like this one, I will just talk about a concept or a feeling. And then I'll just ask some questions to leave you with. And you are more than welcome to jump in the comments and answer these questions if you are led to. I think that would be awesome. But this is just to get the wheels turning. So let me ask you something. We're going to do a heart check. Do you spend most of your time thinking of a master plan, but you don't have a balanced quality of life? So this is what I'm saying. Do you spend more time worrying about how you can do this? Let me get this done, than saying, okay, I have a balanced quality of life. My days are full. I do X, Y, and Z, or I'm at least working on that. And I'm fine. I just want to sit and sit down and think about my life on a bigger scale. And I want to say, okay, hey, God, is there anything I can do better? How can I have a better quality of life? I want you to ask yourself that. Do you waste more time, though, trying to figure out how to make it, how to get on, how you can get this done, get that done? Y'all, we have to be careful in this season in the world at large, because everybody trying to get it, everybody hustling to get something, everybody trying to make something happen. And sometimes, even though the world has us on that, sometimes God calls us to have a balanced quality of life and not to get distracted by other people's accomplishments. And most importantly, not to get distracted by your own. That too can be an attack of the enemy. You want to be careful that, when God blesses you with something, even though you worked hard, you don't want to become so inundated with that thing that it becomes an idol. Okay. The next question I want you to ask yourself: do you ever just sit still in quietness and hear God? In order for you to learn how not to miss your moments and how to stay in a space of, okay, God, I want to enjoy my life, even though every day is not fun. Every day is not, super easy. I have some very difficult days. How can I learn to sit in stillness and just to hear you, y'all? It is so important. I'll give you a pro tip. If you have to set your clock on your phone for 1 minute, I know that may sound silly to somebody, but start small. Do 30 seconds if you have to. But literally just sit down and quiet. Don't seek to turn anything on. Don't play with your phone. Just literally sit down and be quiet. Don't say anything. Allow the Lord to show up for you. Just sit in stillness and quiet with him and commune with him. Because y'all, let me tell you what happens in those times. If you're a person that prays a lot, I know for myself, I pray a lot, but I also have to allot time for God to answer. So maybe to make it a little less weird for you, if it's something that's uncomfortable that you've never done and it seems daunting, do it like this. Sit down and be quiet because you're waiting for an answer. He may or may not tell you like that. He may or may not tell you in an audible voice. That's different for everybody. But at least you're showing God by your action you don't want to miss your moments with him. And you want him to break it down so that you can hear him clearly. Now, here's the last question. Have you taken an inventory of the greatest moments in your life in the last year? Now, I know we didn't hit 2021, but I want you to take a minute and take inventory of those moments. 2020 might have been a jacked up year, but y'all, I'm quite sure there's at least one thing you can pull out that wasn't completely terrible. We all have at least one thing. Even if that one thing is, I was able to get up every day. And even if you had COVID or something else that you've experienced, I'm sure that there's at least one day you can find one tiny memory to say, you know what? This is a great moment and I thank God for it. And how about this? The fact that you're even hearing this message now means that you're still breathing, you still have purpose, and that alone is something to thank God about. The part 2 to that question is this. Do you need to revisit some things that may have slipped through the cracks? Perhaps there are some wonderful things that you have experienced, but because of the weight of the world and the things that have happened, maybe there has been an attempt of some kind, to maybe make you miss your moments and to lack appreciation in some areas. And we don't want to do that. We want to call that to the carpet, and we want you to really operate in purpose and really, really feel at peace and excited about the things to come. But we start with that by giving, what's the word I want to say? Not gratification, gratitude. That's the word. We give gratitude for the things that have happened. So that is today's Pep Talk Prayers on moments. We don't want to miss our moments. Again, you can go to peptalkprayers.com to get the book, and make sure you jump in the comments and answer those questions if you want to. Also, leave a review on Amazon for me if you have gotten the book. God bless you, and I will talk to you soon.